Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I have felt like I've been playing from behind almost every single day this week. I don't know if I'm worn out or what. I don't get it. Okay, so we got XRP. It's been kind of flat most of the day. Since this morning it was, I guess, it got up to about $1.28. Let me see how high it's gotten. $1.29, $1.20 to $1.29 all day. Pretty strong. Now look what Joker's saying. He's saying this weekend alts are gonna explode. Do you feel the same? I hope he's right about that. But look at this. He retweeted his own tweet from June 9th, 2021, and he says TikTok $14 by December 2021 ? I hope that's right. Okay, John Deaton had tweeted this today. Every exchange in the U.S. should be hoping that Ripple and XRP holders are successful in defeating the SEC's claims of XRP as a security. If today's XRP is deemed a security, regardless of who sells it, most crypto assets are in jeopardy, including potentially Ether. And he keeps pounding this point. Let's listen to what this is from CoinDesk. Listen to this. Come on. That always happens. I'm going to refresh.
So the biggest thing affecting any U.S. exchange right now is the question of what tokens one can list on the platform. As you may know, if you want to offer securities to investors, one, you have to be a registered securities exchange, and two, the securities themselves have to be registered securities. You can't offer unregistered securities to unaccredited investors. Now, the question is, of course, which ones of these actual spot tokens really represent securities and which ones don't. And moreover, who has the jurisdiction and what jurisdiction to decide what exactly is a security and what isn't. And so one thing that we're seeing comments out of Gensler and the conversations between Gensler and Senator Warren, and the bill that's entering the House now is showing us that there is definitely going to be decisions on the horizon in terms of which agency exactly has jurisdiction over these spot tokens.
Okay, I'll tell you, in my gut, what I believe this has been about all along is they want to declare most of these securities, and then J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and the boys can raise their hand and say, we can handle these things, and then Gary Gensler becomes the gatekeeper for any of the exchanges out there that don't have securities license, and he's the guy that will be allowing them to remain in crypto. That's what I think. I think they wanted to hand this asset class off to the white shoe boys all along, and I think that was the plan. Now, Patrick Byrne here, I think he's a Bitcoin maxi, sees Bank Blockchain Consortium R3 as an attempt at regulatory protectionism. What's happening is Wall Street is trying to slow us down while they come up with their own version, and that's, I think, R3. Pretty interesting take. XRP Bart sent me this. Second largest U.S. mortgage lender will accept payment in Bitcoin. Let me see. United Wholesale Mortgage is the company. We'll see how that goes for them. Fed's cap on the final mile would be a digital currency. I think that final mile is going to happen. Monica Long had tweeted this out today. NFTs will accelerate and introduce new economies, inspire new business models, and broaden participation in the modern financial system. Forte's Josh Williams and I hope to unlock the acceleration of tokenization at SXSW 2022. Vote here. This is one thing that one of my audience members had mentioned this to me, and that is some people assume that by Ripple working with central banks, CBDCs, that would be, or that international payments, that's the only thing that's going to make XRP increase in value. And a lot of people don't realize that it's not just about that and payments. It's also about things like this. They're about to put NFTs on the XRP ledger. There's all kinds of different use cases that are going to be incorporated with XRP, and a lot of people don't realize that. Now, James Rule, hey, he's hitting it out of the park with this one. I purchased Ripple on Link2. He gave a screenshot with XRP from Uphold. Is it ironic, SEC Gary Gensler? It's extremely ironic. And good for James Rule for getting the ultimate word out. How can you be buying a security with a digital asset? Or how could you buy a security with a security? Doesn't make any sense, does it? Now, this is a guy, Jimmy Valley. I think we played this clip a long time ago, but this is very interesting, and I know a lot of you have never heard it, so I wanted to play it for you. This is the managing director of Val Hill Capital, gives insight on the price of XRP after regulatory clarity. In this environment, this is especially important. Listen up. Darn it, if I can I'll hit the refresh again. We'll see if we can get this right.
Where do you feel that XRP, just based on your honest opinion, is going to hit, say, a month after regulation?
Yeah. So we believe that the last domino to fall on regulation right now is the SEC lawsuit, and that could be resolved in a variety of ways, but it could also be resolved in regulation coming in over the top. We know it's imminent, though, right? So when I say imminent, I would be surprised if a quarter from now we're really still embroiled in the SEC lawsuit, because I think the state of affairs throughout the world is such that we're going to need a solution like an XRP for liquidity purposes sooner rather than later. So the question is then, okay, we've magically resolved it. Where does the price go? It's easy to project that it's a double-digit number. So I think it immediately shoots up to a $10, potentially $20. The wild card to me is that there is actually a deal to be done among the central banks and governments to basically have XRP work as the world's bridge currency, a neutral asset that could be traded between the central banks to move a specific type of fiat to another type of fiat. If that's what occurs, it's back to what we were discussing earlier. It's got to cover kind of all the money. And I think you're looking at a range that XRP would settle on agreement. So this would happen instantaneously, somewhere between $10,000 and $35,000 a coin. And our lives will be, maybe the same, maybe different. I don't know. Probably will.
Wowzers. That's all I got to say about that. Whoa. CoinDesk. The SEC has secured judgments against 3 individuals in the ongoing BitConnect case. Finally, the SEC is focused on something that makes sense. For those of you who have ever seen the BitConnect video, it's worth looking it up. Pretty classic. Now, speaking of classic, many of you don't remember this, but it's one thing that I've never let go, because I don't think PayPal Galactic died. They announced it. David Marcus walked to the microphone in 2013, and he announced that he was the then president of PayPal, and he announced that they were going to work on PayPal Galactic to be able to make payments from outer space. He later became the guy, he went to Facebook and became the guy in charge of Libra, which now is Diem. So, meanwhile, I'm going to show you this little clip of video that I put together today, just to show you kind of, you just decide for yourself. The first video is back in 2013 with David Marcus from PayPal.
Will support a growing space. PayPal is celebrating its 15th anniversary this year and is announcing its vision for how payments will support a growing space industry in PayPal Galactic.
Space tourism is opening up to all of us in the next decade or so. And we want to make sure that PayPal is the preferred way to pay from space and in space. And Diem became independent with its own team and its 25 other members, companies that you know well and that you see often here. And it's built its technology and its network, and it continues to engage with all of the regulators and policymakers around the world to make the case for a new network, a new protocol for money that can actually fix the massive problems that we're seeing today across the world with payment systems.
Yeah. I was waiting for you to say more, Brett. Because literally every time I listen to Brad or Chris Larson before that, I learn a little bit more. Because I do think a lot of blockchain and crypto it's more complex and complicated than like most people do at its surface level.
And nobody wants to be handling cash anymore. They don't want to be touching a keypad to sign. And so we need forms of contactless payments. QR codes are so easy for small businesses to use. They don't even need to integrate it into point of sale. They can print out a QR code, put it on their cash register, and we can scan it within the Venmo or the PayPal app, put in the amount for the purchase, and just send it like a person-to-person payment. It'd be a person-to-merchant payment.
I got it.
Okay, now what's my point in showing you that is that I think there are so many lines. First of all, you need to understand in Silicon Valley, the payments space, which would be, companies like PayPal, Stripe, those kind of companies. It's a very small circle. It's like I always talk to you on this channel about how my sons are into baseball and I throw baseballs to them all the time. Well, baseball is a very small, it's a small world in the baseball world. Everybody knows everybody, and I don't think payments is any different. And you can draw a direct line between Ripple, several direct lines between Ripple, PayPal, and then in the case of this, Diem and Facebook. You think all these people don't know each other? And then add Stellar in there too. I've drawn a lot of those lines, and let me show you another one. This is the board of the Diem Association. I showed you the other day that Katie Hawn is on the board at Andreessen Horowitz. She's a partner at Andreessen Horowitz, right? Well, Andreessen Horowitz is one of the first investors in Ripple. She's also on the board at Coinbase, okay? Well, I remember Greg Kidd told me. Now remember, Greg Kidd is one of the first guys at Ripple, first 10 people at Ripple. He said he heard about Ripple at a card game. I've always wondered, because he hangs out with payments guys. I've heard him say that before. I've always wondered who exactly, I've asked him before too, but he wasn't willing to say everybody that was at the card game. Well, I have a hunch that there were some PayPal guys at that card game. Maybe I'll ask him, because I'm going to interview him on the 24th of August. Maybe I should ask him that. I don't know. But if you start drawing lines, Andreessen Horowitz is an investor in the Diem project too. Katie Hawn, who is on that board, she's also on the Coinbase board. Remember, Greg Kidd was one of the first investors in Coinbase too. She's right here. Now this is the same woman. She was a U.S. attorney, assistant U.S. attorney when the Ripple FinCEN agreement was the settlement in 2015. She signed off on it. There are lines that I could draw. I could literally, if you gave me, I just dropped a golf ball. I'm not even a golfer. I don't know why a golf ball's in my office, but I dropped a golf ball on my keyboard. But if you gave me a chalkboard, I could sit there probably for 2 hours and come up with lines to draw from various people between this Facebook Diem thing, Novi, PayPal, Ripple. All these people know each other. Make no mistake about it. Anyway, it's a fascinating topic. Well, here's another one. This is going to be on August 24th, on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, link to learn August private investment in pre-IPO companies in fintechs. I'm going to get a shot at asking Greg Kidd a question or two again. And also, they're going to have Bill Saris, who's the CEO of Link2. And this is Matthew Lemerle, co-founder of Fifth Era. They're all going to be there. It should be fun. And maybe we can make some history and find out something interesting in that. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button. Tell your friends and family that it is Friday.